So I read that you just locked picture like a few days ago, and it comes out in a few days. I mean, that's not cutting it too close, is it?
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, we didn't. It wasn't locking picture because we had to lock picture to do all the sound and all those things. But we were really finishing it up until just a few days ago. I mean, that's the blessing and the curse of technology, is that now we're allowed to work up until the very last minute. But also we're allowed to work up until the last minute, so we will because
Right.
we really want to make it as perfect as it can possibly be. But putting those last finishing touches on the sound design and making sure everyone's seats are going to rumble was really critical and super exciting to be able to perfect that experience. Yeah.
So regarding the decision at some point to make this a Cloverfield blood relative, as JJ's been calling it, was that during production or was that pre-production, and how did it affect your process?
It was actually, Bad Robot acquired a spec script called The Cellar a few years ago, and they developed that. JJ and his producers and Damien Chazelle developed that into this thing that would fit into the Cloververse. And I read it as such. It already sort of came to me very much like the movie that you see today. It didn't really affect my process other than really enjoying how experiential Cloverfield was, because it was told in that first-person narrative. And even though we didn't have the same technique going for us, I still wanted this movie to feel extremely experiential. So while it was told in a very traditional style, I wanted to make sure that it felt less like a movie that you watch and more one that you experience. And Mary's performance really speaks to that. I think you're always aware of everything she's thinking, and you feel like you're connected to that and feeling the same thing that she's feeling. And I think it's cool that just like there's third-person video games that make you feel connected to what you're controlling the same way that a first-person video game makes you feel. And for me, the shorthand that the first movie had of being told in found footage and in POV, we could accomplish that with more traditional filmmaking techniques in terms of when the camera feels more still and locked off, and when it feels more visceral and kinetic, and really feel the push-pull of that tension. So
Yeah, and you're right up in their faces so many times, and they're experiencing these really heightened emotions.
Right.
And this is your first feature, but of course you have J.J. Abrams helping you along a little bit. I mean, what kind of input did he have throughout the process?
He had a lot of input. I mean, he was there before me developing the screenplay. He was there while we were working on it together, and he wasn't on set while we were shooting because he was shooting Star Wars, but he still would watch all of our dailies, and I would wake up to emails from him, saying like, "Great inserts. Love the inserts you're getting." And when we shot this airlock scene, I just got an email from him saying, "Airlock!" Exclamation point, exclamation point. It was just so cool to have his wind in our sails. And then when we were all in post together, he was extremely helpful, honing in on the pace of the movie and coming up with really clever editorial ideas and sound ideas. He has such a great ear for sound design, and it was all super awesome.
And of course, he and Bad Robot are known for being very secretive. I mean, how top secret was it when you were making it? I mean, could you talk to your friends and your family about it?
No, they knew I was making a movie, but I didn't describe it to them too much, and they never were too aware of it. And it sucks because I am such a massive film geek, and I love talking about movies. And here I am making my first movie, and I can't say anything about it. It was absolutely excruciating. So it did suck, but I'm stoked that now they get to watch the movie and be totally surprised by it.